Hey there, how's it going? This is Daryl again, Jackson Fishing Team and Fly Tire, and getting ready for my trip to New Hampshire and southern Maine. Do some wade fishing for some trout. Also plan to do some kayak fishing with for some smallmouth bass. But today we're gonna tie up a Netspinner Caddis Nymph, and I'm gonna tie this one on a kind of like a emerger hook and in the tan color, and I believe it's a size 16. But let's take a look at the fly and get tying.
Well, this here's my take on a net spinner, caddis fly, caddis nymph, and on that there, try to tone down the light a little bit. So why don't we go ahead and give it a try, and I'll probably be cheating a little bit on this one as well. On there. So I'm using a barbless hook by Green Caddis Outfitters, and it's a size 16. It's a 9252 in a size 16. The thread I'm going to use is an 8/0 tan colored one because I'm tying a tan colored fly. And we'll just start this back behind the eye width, behind the eye. And I'm going to take this around that band and take it back up a little bit here. Oh, I am getting lucky there. Alright. Next I'm going to take is some fibers out of a strong Marabou and tan. And you probably get by with one of these feathers and save it for your next one, but just need a few of these fibers. And trim that off right there. And then I'm going to wet it just to keep it better under control. And then bring that thread around where I stopped my thread earlier. And we'll be trimming that Marabou back there to maybe half of the hook gap when we get done. And use this kind of build up the body a little bit. Next I'm going to take is some fine gold wire. And I'm just going to tie that in under that hook. And I'm going to cheat. We're going to put in a back in there. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to cheat by using some Flex Solarez. And treat some of this here so I can have quite a bit. And kind of rub that in. And then we'll treat that. And then I'll take my bodkin and, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 and we'll trim that off. And what's nice about that Flex UV, or you could use a flexible head cement to keep your feathers together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this in, make sure it stays on top. Kind of help use it to build up the body a little bit, so it's got a nice taper. And I'm going to flip this over so I can monitor that point a little bit better. And then I'm going to use some Hare's Ear ice stub, and I'm going to use the tan. Only because I have, you could use any type of dubbing, but I think this will give it a little bit of flash. That's something in there. Something hard. Pull that out. And I do find this to that it does dub pretty nice. And then we're gonna just kind of wrap this so it starts right there. And if I need to, I could tighten it up a little bit more. And I think I'll just add a little bit more to that. You can see it's not really a lot of dubbing. And then now that I got that in, I'm going to take and make sure it stays right on top. And I'll snip this off. And then I'll counter wrap my wire 4 to 6 turns, and then pull down straight, not away, so that way it'll keep that and I wrap my thread around the wire, and I'll get it back going. Then we'll helicopter that off. Then I'll give it a whip finish. I'm going to add a little head cement. Then I'll trim this down so it's less than the hook gap. brush out some of those fibers. Then I'm going to take a gray marker and where the first two ribs, the old wire is, and kind of paint that with a little gray to add a little darker contrast there. And I can see there's a little cleanup. And there you have it, the Netspinner Caddis in tan. All right.
I hope you found that interesting. You know, you could use any dubbing, hare's ear, whatever, any color. In my case here, I'm tied up one that's tan in color. And we're going to give it a try up in New Hampshire. And if you're a purist out there trying to put your feathers over and don't want to use my little trick, well, that's fine. That's fine. Just that I sometimes have problems where it wants to split, things like that. So this kind of helps me out a little bit. All right. Well, I'm Daryl, and good luck on the water, and we will maybe see you on the water, cross paths. All right. See you in the water.